Of course, this was written in the latter part of 1969. By now, the Vietnam War is certainly the number one story on the news every single night. And the Nixon administration is, pretty much running along with their policies. And I was an angry young man who had served in the military and had kind of seen the situation from that side of it. I mean, every day you don't know what's going to happen to you. You don't, as every guy or gal in uniform has ever experienced, you are really wondering about if you're going to make it through, what your future is or isn't. And so I wasn't frivolous about it. I was pretty serious about it. But it did seem like all these old people who were running the government, etc., were kind of not serious about it. Like the soldiers were just sort of pawns, just numbers. It really angered me. I mean, obviously that Fortunate Son's one of the most angry songs I've ever written. I think because I was telling it first person, you're maybe sending me tomorrow, me and a bunch of other people just like me, and for what? What is this for? And no one could ever answer that question. Still haven't, actually.
And that's what the song Fortunate Son was trying to express. And in doing so, it became a kind of anthem for a generation of Americans that reached a large section of the question. You said when you wrote Proud Mary, you said to yourself, this is really simple. Did you, when you wrote Favorite Son, Fortunate Son, when you wrote Fortunate Son, did you have any idea that it would become a multi-generational classic?
No. I think it was so personal, I thought it was a pretty good song, but it was so personal, and it was so much about this time right now. I had no idea sadly, I had no idea that it would still be relevant and resonate all these years later. In other words, that we could have a similar situation and that young people, I'm now 70. I'm probably not going to Vietnam now. But that young people would take emotion out of that song. By the way, you made a little mistake, but that's actually where the song came from. That's why I
apologize.
No. You said favorite, and that's actually where the first little messing around as a songwriter. I always watched political conventions going all the way back, I think, to 1952, with, pretty boring, with all those old guys and all that, and they would always say, well, the great state of Texas would like to nominate its favorite son, and then they, name somebody, and then another state. I've been hearing that all my life. And by 1968, of course, we had particularly the Democratic Convention, and you would hear those words, favorite son, and that really intrigued me. And that is really where the idea of fortunate morphed from. So you were right on target there.
Well,